Hi there, I'm Ulf at HoboRec Recording Studios. Today we're gonna try out a bunch of microphones in the comfort of our own home. We recently moved to a house, so we've been spending a lot of time at home renovating and stuff. I haven't had that much time deep diving into doing videos in the studio lately. So today I will let you follow me on a journey onto the internet and try out a bunch of microphones on audiotestkitchen.com. I'm not gonna give you a super detailed explanation on the background of audiotestkitchen.com. Basically what they have done is trying out 300 microphones, recording them in the exact same way, having both a bunch of full mixes and isolated tracks for you to try them out side by side. If you want to dive deeper into how it all was made, I recommend you listening to a podcast episode from Recording Studio Rockstars, where Alex Oana is the guest there, and he goes into depth and length about how it's all made. It's really interesting. So ever since I heard that episode, I've been thinking about doing a video about this, and now the timing is all there. So let's have a look at it. So this is the screen you will see when you start using Audio Test Kitchen. You have a bunch of pre-chosen microphones here. You have a music player up here with a couple of different songs. Each song contains isolated solo tracks. So you can start listening to this, the LA song.
We licking off shots in the west. We make believers.
I can start switching between the microphones we have here.
Now ain't no place like this. And after stuff y'all doing, we created the shit. So don't be sagging, young buck, in the presence of this. Don't even come from my city and you're running your lip. I'm about to make a call, get the news van out. Explain the nutrition to you know how your crew ran out. We coming live from the Trade 2-3. Area cold, mad clouds of smoke. And ain't no room for snow. LA, California.
And when you click each microphone, you get a wider picture of it here, and you can view it in 360 degrees. There's videos. You can find on Spotify if the microphone has been used on its recordings. Yeah, like the Aston Spirits, it's been used on a bunch of songs here. And the Mojave is also used on a lot of different stuff on Ministry. And down on the lower field here, the pre-chosen setting here is the frequency curves. We also have the tech specs of the microphones with all the technical information. We have a shopping cart to let you know where you can buy the microphones. You can write notes, and you can also put it in your mic locker. So let's say we really like this Lewitt LCT 440. We can get it here and click on cupboard, and we put it in our locker so we can easily access it instead of going to the search function where all the microphones are listed. And here we will find all the microphones that Audio Test Kitchen recorded. So let's throw this U47 in with the others. It's an iconic microphone, so let's just compare what that sounds like compared to everything else. And when you load a new microphone, you have to watch that it loads up here first. I can show you again. Just to put some real contrast in here, let's go with a SM57 here too. So I put it here, and when I click it, you can see here when it's loaded. So there it loads, and then it's done. Before that's done, you cannot switch directly between the microphones. So be sure to load all the microphones before you start clicking them.
Test. We licking off shots in the west. We make believers out the best. Lay the weak to rest. The Southern California ain't no place like this. And after stuff y'all doing, we created the shit. So don't be sagging, young buck, in the presence of this. Don't even come from my city and you're running your lip. I'm about to make a call, get the news van out. Explain nutrition to you know how your crew ran out. We coming live from the Trade 2-3. Area cold, mad clouds of smoke. And ain't no room for snow. LA, California.
So as you could hear, there is a big difference between dynamic microphones and condenser microphones, much more different than between different condenser microphones, for example. So if you go into search filters, you can search by price. You can also search by type of microphone. As far as I know, they only have condenser microphones and a few dynamic microphones. There are no ribbon microphones yet, but there are more stuff coming. So some microphones I've been looking a lot at lately are the Vanguard Audio Labs and the Soyuz. They both seem to do really, really nice microphones. So you can just compare it to some classic Neumann stuff. So take the U87 is commonly used. It's a bit unfortunate that they only have the newer versions and no like vintage microphones, but so be sure to load them first.
Clouds of smoke, and ain't no room for snow. LA, California. Who want to test? We licking off shots in the west. We make believers out the best. Lay the weak to rest. In Southern California ain't no place like this. And after stuff y'all doing, we created the shit. So don't be sagging, young buck, in the presence of this. Don't even come from my city and you're running your lip. I'm about to make a call, get the news van out. Explain nutrition to you, know how your crew ran out. We coming live from the Trade 23 area code. Mad clouds of smoke, and ain't no room for snow. LA, California.
So I know that Vanguard Audio has a stereo version of this that I'm really, really curious to try out on overhead microphones. The Soyuz microphones are really beautiful. The Bomblet, from listening to it and looking at it, I really would like to try to close mic toms with it. Just because it looks like it's pretty easy to place. As it's physically designed, and also looking at the frequency curve, it looks like it should be able to handle both the low end and not be too harsh with cymbal bleed and stuff. So hopefully I'll be able to do a custom test with those microphones in a not too far off future. Okay, so let's do a little case study. I've loaded a bunch of similar microphones here. We have the Neumann U47 FET, and then we have a bunch of clones or homages to that microphone. We have the Flea Super FET 47, Bock iFET, Wunder CM7 FET, and the Warm Audio BA47 Junior. The prices are pretty different. We have the Neumann U47 FET on $4,000, and then we are around $2,000 for the Flea, Bock, and Wonder, and Warm Audio is just below $300. Let's do a little comparison. The mid frequencies are pretty similar. What is different is the low frequencies and the high frequencies. So we're going to go from stacked effect and don't listen to the full song. And instead we're going to solo. We're choosing the drum stem. First we can just have a look at the frequency curve here. What's funny is that almost all the clones have a lot more low end than the original U47 FET. And I'm not sure if that's because how everyone thinks a FET 47 should sound like, or if it's something else. But since the FET 47 is a really, really cool microphone to have on, for example, kick drum, you want the low end from it. But yeah, and the reason to why I want to listen to the drum stems is because we want to focus on the low end and the high end. So we have kick drums and stuff like that in the lows, and hi-hats and stuff in the high end. So it's pretty separated in the sound that we're listening to. So listen again, and we'll go through all of them and listen specifically to the hi-hat, and you're going to hear that it sort of switches place in the soundscape. What I noticed from listening to them is that the Wunder CM7 fit is the one that I feel is most like the original U47 fit. So there's another function here to Audio Test Kitchen, is that you can switch between normal mode and blind mode. So now I'm gonna risk making a fool out of myself and going in blind mode and see if I can tell you which one is the Neumann U47 fit. I think it's either D or A. One of them are the Neumann and the other one is the Wunder microphone. So I'm gonna say A is the Neumann and the D is the Wunder. Let's see. Yes. Yeah, but see, they are really, really alike, those two. And I have done some reading up on the Wunder mic, and it seems like they don't really go for an exact clone. They try to take it into the modern world and do some make some circuit improvements, and they have a sort of 1073 style transformer, microphone transformer in it. But yeah, it's funny because they seem to come closest to the, at least this specific FET47 microphone. I mean, I'm sure they can vary a little bit between microphone and microphone too. As you see, this is a really good tool for training your ears too, and especially finding out for yourself what differences the microphones have, instead of reading up on forums, Facebook groups, or stuff like that, where people will tell you that you need this specific microphone, otherwise your productions will suffer. If you really want to hear the difference for yourself, audiotestkitchen.com is the place to go. If you can't really test it for yourself, a test like this is really hard to do where it's completely controlled like Audio Test Kitchen did. And it's free to use, so just make an account and try it out for yourself. In my mind, both the Flea and the Bock sounded a little bit sharp and harsh compared to the Neumann and Wunder. The warm audio, the one that stood out the most, I think, and you can see it also on the frequency chart. You have a really boosted low end, and the high end is completely different from all the other microphones. It's almost like they made a much wider cut than the original, so it feels a bit darker and muddier. And but even though there is not as much high end there, the high end sounds a little bit like the price tag. Not to be too elitistic, but the price tag has to do some difference, right? Thank you so much for watching. I promise to be back in the studio soon. I have gotten a bunch of questions going through a lot of the analog gear we have in the studio, and I have plans on doing that. I will do some stuff with the tape recorder, show you some cool compressor chains, and as I said in the video, hopefully also doing some more microphone tests soon. Even though Audio Test Kitchen is a really cool tool, you have to use it yourself and do some of your own conclusions to know what you're going to use for what. See you in the next one. Bye bye. Cheers.